78% of NFL players and 60% of NBA players go broke within 5 years of retirement. How does that even happen? These guys make millions, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars, yet somehow it's all gone. Today we're breaking down the bad habits that destroy wealth and the winning habits that guarantee long-term financial success. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do to keep your money for life. A lot of these guys treat money like it'll never run out. Big purchases, expensive entourages, luxury cars, jewelries, partying. They feel invincible until reality hits. Allen Iverson was one of the greatest NBA players ever. He made over $200 million between contracts and endorsements. But despite that, he ended up broke. He spent millions on massive entourages with 50 plus people always traveling with him with all expenses paid. Bought over 30 cars, including Bentleys and Lamborghinis, which most of them lost value over time. Would walk into jewelry stores and buy everything in sight. At one point, he was so broke he couldn't afford a cheeseburger at the airport. He was saved by only one secret trust fund from Reebok that he could only access at the age of 55. Otherwise, he would have been completely bankrupt. The lesson here is wealth isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Antoine Walker made over $110 million in his NBA career. He was an all-star, won a championship, and had all the money in the world. Then, it was all gone. He trusted the wrong people to manage his money, investing in real estate deals without understanding them. When the 2008 market crashed, he was wiped out. Gave millions to friends and family, but when he needed help, nobody was there. He later admitted, "I thought the money would last forever." By 2010, he was completely bankrupt, forced to take low-paying jobs just to survive. The lesson here is if you don't control your money, someone else will, and it's not always for your best interest. If you take money advice from someone who's broke, you'll end up just like them. Even if they love you, it doesn't mean they know what's best for you financially. You need advice from people who have already built wealth. Mike Tyson was one of the richest athletes in the world. At his peak in his career, he made over $400 million from boxing and endorsements. He let shady business managers, reckless friends, and people with bad intentions control his money. He had a $2 million bathtub of gold. He owned multiple pet tigers costing $70,000 each. He also let his promoter Don King take over $100 million from him in bad deals. He then once spent over $400,000 on a single party in one weekend. By 2003, he was completely bankrupt. Lesson here, never take financial advice from someone you wouldn't trade places with. No budget, no tracking expenses, no plans. They think money will always flow in. But when the checks stop coming in, reality hits hard. Vince Young was a star quarterback who signed a $25 million contract in the NFL, but he spent like the money was never ending. Ordered $5,000 of TGI Fridays in one night. Regularly bought out entire flights just so he didn't have to sit next to passengers. Blew millions on bad business deals without vetting them out. By the time his career ended, he had nothing left. Lesson here, if you don't tell your money where to go, it will disappear. If you don't control your money will control you. Know exactly how much you make, spend, and invest. Use tools like spreadsheets, budgeting apps, but actually track it. Spend less than you make and invest the rest. LeBron James made over $1 billion, but unlike the others, he never went broke. He hired trusted advisors, but he still made the financial decisions himself. Lives by a strict budget, even joked about using Pandora instead of Spotify just so he can avoid the ads. He also invests his money into equity deals instead of just spending it. The lesson here is act broke when you're rich so you never go broke. Your net worth is tied to your network. Surround yourself with people who think long-term and are financially responsible. Stay away from people who live recklessly. For example, Michael Jordan was the first billionaire athlete. He didn't rely on basketball money, he built an empire. Partnered with smart business leaders, invested in businesses like Gatorade, Nike, and the Charlotte Hornets. And he stayed away from fake friends and bad investments. Lesson from this is you become who you hang around with. If you never want to go broke again, start with these habits I'm about to list off. But first, before we do that, make sure you subscribe. Your money is your business. If you don't know where every dollar is going, you're already on the path to losing it. Every billionaire tracks their money. They know exactly how much they make and where it goes and what it's doing for them. The average broke athlete, they have no clue. They just assume there's always more. Create a personal balance sheet. List out your assets, liabilities, and cash flow. Use an app like YNAB, Mint, or Google Sheets to track your spending. Make it a weekly habit to review where your money's going and adjust. For example, even though LeBron James is worth over $1 billion, he still tracks and reviews all of his finances. And he does this on a regular basis. He understands that financial discipline doesn't just stop just because you're rich. Write down your financial goals. If you don't set financial goals, you're just drifting. Broke athletes never think about the future. They always assume money's going to be there. Wealthy athletes set goals, review them daily, and take action. Every morning, I want you to write how much money you will have in 5 years. What steps you need to take to build that wealth. One thing that you could do today that will move you towards that goal. Keep a money journal where you track your progress and reflect on your financial decisions. For example, Kobe Bryant wasn't just obsessed with basketball, he was obsessed with self-improvement. He kept detailed journals of his training, finances, and personal growth. That mindset helped him build a $600 million fortune even after retiring. Learn about investing in cash flow. If your money isn't working for you, it's dying. Broke athletes only think about spending. Wealthy athletes make their money work for them. What you can do is learn basic investing, stocks, real estate, and business ownership. Focus on cash flow. Income streams that pay you even when you stop working. Automate a percentage of your earnings that go into a specific investment. Shaquille O'Neal, even after mistakes in his early career, Shaq studied finance and started investing. He now owns hundreds of businesses, real estate, and franchises. His wealth keeps growing because he focused on cash flow and not just spending. I know I said this before, but you need to surround yourself with winners. Your network determines your net worth. Broke athletes hang out with yes-mans and freeloaders. Wealthy athletes spend time with investors, mentors, and smart investors. Are your friends helping you grow, or are they just draining your energy? Look for mentors, people that already built that wealth and can help guide you. Join entrepreneurial and investing groups so you can be with other like-minded people. Michael Jordan surrounded himself with successful business minds like Phil Knight, the owner of Nike, and invested in ownership stakes rather than reckless spending. That's why he became the first billionaire athlete. Only take advice from people who have what you want. Most athletes go broke because they take advice from people who are just as clueless as they are. Family and friends might mean well, but if they've never built that wealth, they can't guide you. Also, financial advisors can be dangerous if you just blindly trust them. Before taking any advice, ask, does this person have what I want? Learn from wealthy, disciplined investors, not social media influencers selling a dream. If someone pressures you into a financial decision, walk away and think first. Kevin Garnett made over $300 million in his career, but lost a fortune after trusting a shady financial advisor who stole millions from him. He later admitted, I wish I had learned more about money earlier. Make sure you invest early and automate the wealth building. Wealthy athletes don't just spend, they invest early and consistently. Broke athletes blow everything on material things. Wealthy athletes set up investments that pay them for life. Start investing a percentage of your paycheck, even if it's small. Automate your savings and investments so you don't have to think about it. Diversify stocks, real estate, businesses, and other income-generating assets. Magic Johnson invested early in businesses like Starbucks, real estate, and ownership stakes. Now he's worth over $600 million because his investments pay him for life. You need to develop your discernment and say no to bad opportunities. Every athlete gets approached with the next big thing, and most of them fall for it. Bad investments, fake business deals, and people looking to just take advantage of their money. Before making any sort of financial decisions, make sure you ask yourself, do you understand this investment fully? Would I do this if I had zero emotional attachment to the person offering it? What's the worst case scenario? Learn to say no. The best investors walk away from more deals than they accept. For example, people always pitch bad investments to Floyd Mayweather, but before jumping in, he only invested into things that he fully understood. That's why, despite his lavish lifestyle, he never went broke. These 7 habits are the difference between athletes who became billionaires and those who just lost everything. It doesn't matter if you're an athlete, entrepreneur, or just starting out. If you master these habits, you will build and keep wealth. The choice is yours. Who do you want to be?